Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Bridge Project. You guys wanted to see some silly bridges and a few comments about seeing the create a level mode or whatever it's called as well. So I thought I'd start off here. I've been playing around with this quite a few times. If we click on edit map up the top, we can go into the editor mode, and this is really interesting what you can do here. I think you can put a fair amount of detail into this if you spent the time, but I really can't be bothered. But anyway, you can also define a test like this one here, which I guess you're making a level as a challenge, so kind of makes sense to have your own test, but I'm going to be using this to do our own custom tests anyway, so that's kind of pointless for me. You can change the sky as well, you can change the fog distance, the colour. The ambient colour is, I don't know, yeah, you can just kind of see it there putting its mark on everything in sight, and then you've got the fog colour as well, which you can change, which is pretty cool. You can edit the height of stuff. This is making it go down. You can change the brush size and the strength as well. So you can do a fair bit of terraforming. It kind of lags when you do that, but that's understandable, I guess. You can also do the same thing with heights, so we can add a load of hills all over the place. Haven't really played around with putting it too close to the bridge that we have. You can see there it's kind of getting in the way. What if we put it on the road here? Okay, so you can't really touch the road. But yeah, you can go really high up with this. And then you can also texture things as well, so if you wanted to, you could change the textures of these things, and this seems pretty detailed as well, because if you turn the brush size right down, you can do little bits of detail like this, and then go around like that. So it doesn't look very good what I've built for sure, but you are given the tools here to do, you know, whatever you want really. You could do some quite detailed stuff. Now you can also put down objects. You can't seem to put it in this red area because, I don't know, it doesn't let you. Put it on top of a hill, so you've got some floating power lines there. Yeah, so you can put in a bit of detail. You've also got city objects, which are very big, they're like buildings, and then country ones like barnyards, and then you have your materials list. Now, something that I found really annoying with this is that I've put everything up to the maximum, and you can still run out of materials when you're playing, which is really frustrating because you'd hope that that would, yeah, basically give you a kind of sandbox mode. And here you can see you can put down some custom anchor points. You can put them up in the sky like this, or down here at the bottom, and then they'll be like they'll be anchor points. And you can also put down trees as well, like this, which don't look that great in my opinion, but it's the kind of thing where you put loads next to each other, they're going to look awful. So if you really wanted to spend a lot of time making a really cool looking level, you could with this level editor. You can also edit the distance of the bridge and all that sort of stuff. Let me see if there's a way to do that quickly. I'm not sure. When you first go into the editor, basically you can set the height that the bridge is going to be at, the height of the water down there. You can't place anchor points in the water, and you can also place the distance between each point. So I think this is a 20-meter bridge, and the largest one you can do is 50 meters. And I was just building a bridge on that before, and I ran out of materials, which was kind of disappointing. So hopefully that's something they'll change in the future if they plan to update this at all. Anyway, we want to go and play this now, so we click on test your map. You go into the normal mode where you can edit and do stuff, and you can see all those trees look a bit derpy on the left there. They sort of look like they fall over as I move the camera. Yeah, this feels slightly smoother the way I move the camera around. It's probably because there's a lot less going on in the world. But you'll notice that the bridge that I built here, it has, yeah, like this slope going upwards. And I thought it'd be funny to see if we could get the cars to do jumps or something like that. So let's see what happens. Where are they coming from? Both sides. Okay. That's a massive fail right there. That did not work at all. Let's see what will happen if we do it at a lesser gradient, because the slope is quite steep there for a car. So if we select those top two bits like that, and the next ones as well would have been a good idea. We can just right click on those. Select tool is still a pain to use, just not getting used to that at all. So this time why don't we just go up the one block, then to the center, and then down like that, and then we've got to connect this up with some materials. So let's use some iron, just make sure all of that's connected, and then from there to there. Oh, okay, let's see what happens with it like that. Oh, that's made out of iron, and the stuff below is steel. It might not be able to take the weight, who knows. An absolute fail again, right there. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is go back, and if I do that, I can actually show you how you set up a level. Yep, let's confirm the exit. So we go to the create maps, create a new map, and yeah, this is where you configure it. So let's go with the water height. Yeah, that's fine. The width is the one I want to change. Let's bump this up to about 40. Go with that. Now what I found is when you play on the smaller ones, the materials don't go as far, and I'll show you that in a split second. We're just going to put down some anchor points quickly, because I don't really want my bridge to be anything spectacular. I want it to be nice and easy to build. So if we go into playing this level right after we drag the material list all the way to the max like that, so we get the most of everything, I will be able to show you what it is I'm talking about. Okay, so if I select this one right here and drag it out, you'll see it goes as far as two whole grids across. Now when you're playing on a smaller map, it only goes as far as one, which is like the one on the previous one, which is something very strange and limiting again. But anyway, I'm going to build ourselves a bridge with a slope and see if we can get the cars to go up them. Okay, it should be fairly obvious what I'm trying to do here. We have a gap in the middle of our bridge, and I want to see if these cars can jump over them. This might not pass though. Notice I've turned stress off, so I don't I love the way that they can a car can bump into a section of a bridge. Let's do that again and just send it flying. This would never happen. Never would that happen. No way, that's ridiculous. Okay, right. We need to go back to the drawing board here. I need to make this more secure. I kind of just done this really quick because, yeah, I wasn't really too bothered. This isn't exactly a serious bridge. Let's connect those up there. Maybe that will provide some stability. And I'm kind of going all out with the materials here. Actually, that's not a good way of doing that. We want it to be a bit higher. And yeah, the other thing I wanted to point out was on one of the maps that I played where the distance between either side is 40 at the moment, it was 50 on the other one. You don't have enough of the roadway material to actually make a road from one side to the other, which is just bizarre. And I'm just going to add a load of random stuff. I'm not going to put too much thought into this. We're just trying to make it a little bit stronger. Maybe that to there would help, and that's weird. Just trying to make a road for us. So yeah, somewhere in the middle there, and just connect all of this up, and then we're good to go. That's kind of overkill, but that looks like it's going to hold it in place. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, no way! Sweet! Oh, they went flying! That was excellent! Okay. Oh, we completed the level. I wonder how big of a gap we could get them to jump over. Let's go back. I want to continue playing. I want to continue playing this level. Yeah, how big of a gap can we get them to jump? But before we do that, let's go back to the edit map mode and change the test. We want to send over more cars. They'll probably go flying. Some trucks. If we even get that far. I know a train will fail. Let's send over a couple of tanks as well. Awesome. Let's go do this. Oh, trouble with the controls again. Okay, test bridge. So the cars are going to be first, then the buses, then the tanks. So we're sending a few more over. It should be fine, because look at all that steel. I can't believe that counts as a valid bridge. Oh, no, that last one failed. Failed big time. Let's go back to the edit mode and change that down so we don't do any cars. Let's just do trucks now. And play, and then play. Oh, I'm still getting used to where all these different buttons are. Okay, let's see how these guys do. Oh, this is going to go bad. Oh, oh dear. Oh, that one, it looked like that guy on the end there might have made it for a second, but no, complete and utter fail. Well, I think what I want to do is edit this bridge so that we can try and get them to jump over a further distance, a longer distance, and that will be just the cars, because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do it with the buses. And I'm going to make it easier for myself. I'm just going to add in some anchor points down the bottom so we can get some real good support for the roadway and then play around with that more. So immediately after I made this and I was about to record, it occurred to me that I could have made these the anchor points. Then I wouldn't have to put in any supports. But let's see what happens. And I've actually configured this wrong. We need cars to go across because I'm pretty sure this is going to fail, although our bridge is going to be sturdy. Oh, it made it across, almost. Oh, that guy's going to make it. Ah, thought he was going to make it for a second. Okay, so let's go back and edit this so that we have lots of cars going across. Actually, let's just start off with a few. Let's send 2 over and then see what happens when we send loads over at once. But here on this one, the gradient there is slightly steeper than before it, and the gap is 1 block wide, or 1 section wide. So I have no idea if these are going to make it or not. Nice! Oh, they absolutely made it. That's awesome. Let's see what happens when the tanks go over. I'm predicting a complete disaster. Oh dear, down they go. Okay, so I think those cars, I think we can make them go further. And I've got an idea. Right, I'm going to delete all of this and put in some custom anchor points. Okay, this is clearly quite daring. Let's do this. Let's have a look at the stress as well. Total stress. Hardly anything. Okay, right. That is just too much right there. We need to make this a little less steep. Okay, how does that look? Well, it probably looks quite similar, but it is slightly different. Let's see what happens this time. Start off with the cars and look, put some stress on that beam there. That is interesting. Anyway, what's going to happen? Do you know what? I think the car on that side was going to make it for a second then. It looked like it. And then why did it crash on one side but not the other? I am not sure. They're both the same. They weren't last time actually. I made a mistake with where I put the anchor points, so I had to move them about again, but I don't know. Let's do that just one more time. Actually, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. Let's see if this makes any difference. Let's like add something like that. Oh, no, you're gonna... There we go, okay. I mean, it wouldn't make sense that it does, but I don't know how it calculates these anchor points, so it might be worth trying. Oh, that completely failed. Okay, enough with this type of silly bridge. We've seen them do some jumping. What I think I want to do is make a bridge that has an arc that goes across the top, and then it has a section in the middle that rises up, so we have pistons that hang down. That would be interesting, I think. Okay, this is the bridge that I had in mind, and you can see there's a mix of iron and steel up there. Well, I ran out of steel halfway through doing this, and I've just seen... I'm also in editor mode. Let's go back into this mode. I've just seen something else I should correct. But yeah, you run out of materials really quickly, which is a shame, because sometimes you just want to have that sort of sandbox freedom to do what you want. Also, I think some of the most important ones are built out of iron as well instead of steel. For example, that one there and that one there. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure applied onto those. But anyway, let's see if this will work. Oh god, look at that. And so... Oh, that was crazy. Well, it half worked, and then I don't know what happened over there, because let's see, that's a joint that disconnects, and so's that one there. Let's stay zoomed in like this. Now, what on earth went wrong there? It's the left side again. I think I know what the problem here is, and it looks like it could have worked as well. Actually, this piston here hasn't activated. That is interesting. Let's delete that and replace it. I was going to say, I think the problem might be is that the tensions that go through the bridge kind of maybe like offset it in one direction. So when this comes up, it means it shifts over one side, and then you see it sways back and forth like it was. Maybe that could be why. Let's turn that to a normal joint, then delete that piston there, then turn it back to an open joint, and then put in our piston. We might have to do it the other way around. I'm not sure what it was I've done with the other ones. So let's see what happens. Nope, it didn't work again. Do you know what? You could probably use the pistons and make a bridge that pulls itself apart. Look at that fall down. Oh, it took out the ship. Bonus points. There we go. Oh, the Titanic. That's going to split in half, or not. It's just going to stay there. Okay. Right, so let's change that to a normal joint and then change it back to an open joint. It's probably going to do the same thing again, which is really unfortunate. Why does it do it on that side but not the other one? You know, that is a real shame. I really would have liked to have seen that worked. And it looks like it would have as well. In fact, the way it stands at the moment, it looked like that bridge, sorry, that ship was going to get away for it for a second. And look at that, landed right on top of it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I don't know what to do. Let's play around. Let's do something silly, which is what the point of this episode was supposed to be. Let's remove all of that and turn it into cables. So one going down on each point. That would actually work as a bridge, I think. It would probably support itself. And then let's replace some bits like these. Just a few of them though. We don't want to go overboard. I think you can right click on each of the beams as well. Let's go with that one there. Yep, we can delete and delete. And let's replace those with pistons. So from there to there. And then from the top to the bottom like that. Okay, so the bridge is okay at the moment. And now the pistons are going to pull the bridge apart. That's brilliant. Oh. Well, I think that's enough with the silliness for this episode. It's kind of hard to do a lot with this map editor because of the limited materials you have, and the distance as well, just 50 meters across, isn't a lot. I remember on one of the previous games you could make ridiculously large bridges, which were a lot of fun in themselves, because even with, you know, tons and tons of resources to build crazy structures, it was still actually really difficult to build a very large bridge. You had some that I would say were easily over the size of what you can see the grid is here. So this game does seem to have its limitations, but it's fun. And next episode, I don't know what to do. I think I might go back, oh, not to that, to doing the levels, which I have no idea how to select now. Oh, play unlocked maps. So we might go through one of these again. I think there was something else I said I was going to do, but I've totally forgotten what that was. But anyway, as like in the previous episodes, if you want to see more, hit that like button and leave a comment and let me know. And I will catch you in the next episode.